Daily Broadside to 882 just released the Epstein list. I mean, it's ridiculous at this point. We all know something nefarious is going on. The Republicans voted to block the release of it. Not cool, people, not cool. We all know there's more to it than this. And this just makes it worse. I'm just tired. Ghislaine Maxwell ought to be doing interviews. And in a lot of federal facilities, they don't allow interviews, but she needs to get some kites out, as they call it, on the inside, get some messages out and start revealing some names and stuff, because it's getting a little ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? I went out and I finally purchased one of those torches for weeds. Man, we're putting that thing together. My son and I, he was like, is this like a blowtorch? And I'm like, yeah, I guess it kind of is. So I own a blowtorch, and I'm going to tell you right now, weed don't stand a chance for those things. I can see why people cut their houses down and catch mulch beds on fire and all. I was using it, in gravel beds and all, but that thing is, it's a beast, And nobody wears a Bret Michaels t-shirt like Bret Michaels does. And last night, I got up at 1:30 for a couple hours, and I was visited by Lainey Wilson. So she messaged me, so I got that going for me. And I found it suspicious that, she only had 12 followers. But at any rate, she was like, the conversation went something like, hey, are you a fan of mine? And I'm like, nah, not really. And I wanted to go into, I'm a fan of some of the outfits you wear, but I didn't go there. So she's like, are you a fan of mine? And I'm like, not really. She's like, oh, great. Well, thank you for supporting me in my dreams. And I'm like, I just told you I'm not a fan. It seems kind of odd that you would say what you're saying and everything. And then she said, oh, okay. And what's your name and where do you live? And I said, well, why you only have 12 followers? I feel like you should, with a tour upcoming in a couple weeks, you should probably be followed by a few more people than 12. She's like, oh, this is my private account. And I'm using she in soft quotes because I'm fairly certain it's not a girl. But at any rate, it's a bunch of different people. But she said, this is my private account. And I said, well, it seems counterproductive to use your real name in a, a private account. She went on. So I gotta tell you, I'm so annoyed by these people, but I can't not play along, So I'm waiting for the other shoe to drop. I guess she took a nap at 3 in the morning. What time is it in Nigeria when it's 1 o'clock in North Carolina? That's the big question. And the other day I was listening to Bobby Brown's Prerogative. They say I'm crazy, I really don't care. That's my prerogative, right? And I'm sitting there, and although I can't do it without hearing the song, I literally sang, not out loud. I'm not crazy, but and that's my prerogative to do it out loud, and I chose not to. But and by the way, I'm convinced that prerogative is the most difficult word that Bobby Brown knows in his whole, lexicon of words that he can draw from. But I sang every single word. I can't even believe it. I got to a point where I was like, why am I still listening to this? I'm like, I'm trying to find a word I don't know, and I didn't find any. I knew every single word. And then I thought to myself, I was in middle school when this came out. I think I was in like 8th grade, 7th maybe, somewhere around there. Because I remember them playing it at like the dances and stuff. It's really a weird song to play for middle school dance people. But I was like, how many times have I possibly heard this song in my life? Because anytime it came on MTV, click, I'm on to the next channel. I'm not listening to that crap. And so I was like, I'm thinking like 20, 25 tops, and how do I know every word to that song in that few listens, It's kind of weird. I'm a little embarrassed by it, sure, but that's my prerogative. I'm also not comfortable with the fact that prerogative has a PR, and it should just be a PE. It should just be pegogative, and it's prerogative. Well, it's my prerogative. I just feel weird saying prerogative, and I don't say prerogative. But prerogative, it sounds like I got a speech impediment. Anyway, y'all have a great day. Thank you.